Right. If this will ever load. There we go. Okay. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to round 7, I think it is, of VIL. So we are at a rainy Britain. Taken to the theme of Britain very nicely. It might be wet throughout, I'm not 100% sure. So that's something we will be keeping an eye on. Let's see if anyone's got any information for me. Good evening, Jonathan. But we are expecting to get a full grid tonight. We have got one more person joining just at near the end of qualifying, so we will have a full grid for once, which will be nice actually. That will allow us to focus on getting another division started as soon as we can get 100% on this one. But Energetics is going to be our first one out. Instantly, I think, getting wing damage, which is interesting. Yeah, instantly getting front wing damage, doing a bit of a Grosjean, and there you go, round. Okay, who's our furthest out on track? It is Total Peace at the moment, so we will sit on board with him. But if anyone does have any information on what the weather is going to be looking like, if it's just going to be wet all round, do pop it in the comments just to let me know so I know a bit more what's going on. I will struggle to commentate today because my jaw is absolutely killing me, so... But we do have a... Oh, it's Demon Racing right behind PC. Let's see if he does fall back. He should do. There we go. He's going to fall back now. But we do have both the Hasses off at the moment. Both seems to be either struggling or just trying to get themselves a gap. But P's definitely struggling with grip. So I do think it might be a dry race if we've got these sort of scenarios, but we have got a Red Bull of One right in front, getting out of the way quite nicely, and just get a nice little snapshot of P's drifting round and aborting that lap. GFO Seb has just been disqualified from the session. I'm not 100% sure what for. That's Jonathan Cox going off there. So I do think everyone will be having dry setups on. As it looks like, because everyone seems to be struggling quite a lot with grip. But we do have Demon Racing is going to be our first one across the line, so we will sit on board with him. He's got the intermediates on, see? P's had the wets on. I'm not sure if that's going to make much of a difference if the intermediates are actually the quicker tyre at the moment, but he does seem to have a lot more grip. That's a 141.490 for Demon. So we will be seeing if anyone can beat that. We do have Young Lights coming across the line now. He is on a lap, so we will see if he can beat it. I don't think he will. He's 2 seconds off. Now we have Dan, who has also invalidated. We do have NUF1 setting a purple first sector. We'll be seeing what he can be doing in terms of the quali result, or where he gets placed in the provisional standings. We've got yellow flags in sector 2, which mean nothing really. We will stay on board with the McLaren to see what time he can do and see if he can beat the 141 benchmark time that has been set. And he does not. He's another second off. So Demon Racing's looking like he's quite comfortable at the front right now. But we do have One coming into the pits. It's quite hard to commentate on it at the moment, but... Dan Murphy's out on a lap coming into the pit. So I do think it's getting lighter. There is... has damage as well. And King is coming round the second sector, seeing what he can do. And he's done a 144, so it does seem like there's a massive pace differential between them, but it does seem a lot lighter now than what it was, so I do expect the pace to be picking up very soon. Energetics is actually on a lap at the moment, setting a purple sector 1, so we will be seeing what he can do. Oh, getting a bit of oversteer there, losing the rear end a little bit, but keeping it on the track. Coming through probably the nicest set of corners in the game, especially in the dry. See what he does through here. Another purple sector 2, so he does look like he's on for beating Demon's time, as it is drier though, so we will be seeing what he does do. And it is going to be a 142.8, 0.81, sorry. So another 6 tenths off a Demon. Which is pretty incredible, really, how he's that quick going through there. But we do now have Iraj, who's just started his lap, which we are going to sit on board with for the whole time and see what he can do. He's done a purple sector 1. Everyone seems to be improving on their sector 1 times all the time, so it will be interesting to see if he can improve completely and really push down everyone in the order. As we've only had 7 people set their time so far, but Jonathan Cox goes on a 1:40.8, setting a new pole time, a provisional pole time, by another 6 tenths. So the track is definitely getting quicker. We do have Irej just coming into sector 3 now, and Eject is going even quicker with a 1:41.1, 3 tenths off of Jonathan Cox's time, so he did post a good time then. And then Irej going third with a 1:41.2, so it is starting to close up a lot right now. As we do have Leopard just coming round the bend to finish off his lap. Where does that put him? In 9th place with 1:45.6. As we've got Laggy in, who's messed that up as well. But Dan is going to come in to finish his lap off. And see where he gets. I think that is Flea just in front, or Demon Racing it is. But Dan Murphy goes even quicker, 8 tenths quicker than Jonathan Cox with a 1:40 flat. That's a very impressive time just there. Who else do we have on a lap? We do have Young Lights coming round. Andreas with a 1:39.2. That's even incredible, that is. This track is drying up rapidly. As we are going to see the Ferrari driver of King come round. He's on an outlap right now. Guna's on an outlap. Pease is on a lap as well. Would like to keep an eye on. But the one I will be coming round on is Demon. No, he's on an outlap. Okay. So it seems like the most interested driver on the grid at the moment is Total Pease. So we'll sit on board with him as it goes. Just getting a little wobble on there. No, he's not on a lap now anyway. He's on 100% ERS, so I'm not... Oh, invalidation. Okay. The Maverick's on a lap. Demon Racing going even quicker with 1:38.5, taking back his pole position for now. But there's only 5 minutes now remaining in the session, so people will be coming out to get their final runs in very soon. As we do have a McLaren exit in the pits, which is going to be NUF1. This is our first, if I do recall correctly, this is our first wet qualifying, so it'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't actually think anyone's on a proper lap at the moment. Actually, no, we've got the Maverick, who is going to come around to set his time in a second. This is probably going to be his only time of the day, putting him in 8th place with 1:41.332. But the only one out at the moment is NUF1, who has had his... No, he's invalidated. Okay. As it stands at the moment with 3 minutes left in the session, Demon Racing is your guy to watch. Dry race, I don't know yet, if I'm being honest. I haven't got the information to tell me that. Does look like Jonathan Cox is on a lap though, which we'll be seeing if he does improve on his time. Just coming around the final corner now, and he's not improving there, but I think he's going to be setting it another run around. As we've got Dan Murphy on his outlap, NUF1 currently on a lap, who I think might be the leader of them all. Yes, he is. So we'll stick on board with NUF1 unless he invalidates, and then we'll switch. But at the moment, it's looking like it's going to be him who's across the line first. If you are new around here, do not forget to drop a like and do subscribe to the channel, because we do stream our races every single Thursday at 8 PM UK time. And the Maverick was DSQ'd from this session. I'm not 100% sure what that was for, but that is going to start him from 18th place. As we've got NUF1 is going to be the first person across the line to see what he can do, see where he can place himself in a drying track. And he's going to be in P2 or 139.1. I'm sure that's going to change soon. Jonathan Cox going to 38.6. Still can't beat Demon Racing's time. He seems to be sitting there quite comfortably anyway. Laggy Racer now going with a 39.0. So putting himself in a provisional P3. A lot of people driving slowly right now, but we do have Energetics, who did set a pole time earlier, but as you can see the track has improved rapidly, so we'll be seeing what he can do. He does put himself P3 with 38.797. Demon's not actually safe. He's still got, everyone is still on laps, so this is a short qualifying, so this is to decide what your position is in the race. Dan Murphy has got wing damage, so he has messed up his whole qualifying, going to be sitting P8 at the minimum. We've got Andreas, who has finished his qualifying session. It has posted P6. We've got Jonathan Cox, who's going to be coming round. He's invalidated as well, so he's finished as well. And then we've got Iraj coming around the corner to see if he can improve. And then after that, it will be One to see if he can actually post a time the same with Total P. Those two are just together going through sector 2 now. Iraj only moves up one place with a 140.2. There's Young Lights posting second place for now, so 138.514. And Energetics having a little spin. That's the end of that. I think we have got 3 more cars to come across the line, which is Leper. See if he can improve, which he does. Puts himself into P12. One puts himself P8 and Total Peace puts himself P8 and pushes One down to P9. So that is your stand-in for this race. Oh no, we've got one more. I forgot about. Okay, yeah, that's just standing for the race then. Demon Racing on pole with a 138.5 flat. And Young Lights with a 138.514. Then Jonathan Cox another 10th down with a 138.623. So this is your order looking like at the moment. Demon, then Young Lights, and Jonathan, Energetics, Laggy, NUF1, Andreas, Peas to One, Dan Murphy, Irage, Paz, Flea, Leper, King, Guna, TJ, Maverick, and then Seb rounding off the grid. Those two will have a bit of catching up to do. So we will be seeing if some people have a bit better luck today and other people actually get a decent race in as well. As we have got YBR who's just joined the session as well, so he will get his Renault seat and be in 20th place. So we do have a full grid today, which is really good to see. Hopefully there's not too much carnage going into turn 1, 2 and 3. We'll hopefully have a clean one. Not as many safety cars as Belgium, please, as well. And I want to see some good battling. It does look like it's going to be dry throughout as well. So I will talk you through the order and yeah. But yeah, pulling away for their formation lap. We have got Demon Racing leading the way. The likes of Energetics, who did win last race out, will be really trying to just cruise along on the form he's in right now. Jonathan Cox has gone on the medium tyres. That'll be something to assess actually of what everyone has gone on. So everyone's gone on the softs down to One, Dan Murphy and Irej, who are all on the mediums. And you've got the likes of Leper, King, Guna, all on the mediums. TJ Furface on the softs. The Maverick and Seb both on the mediums as well. So there will be a bit of a strategy difference. I do think it is mediums to softs though. So we'll be seeing how that goes. I'm sure Young Lights is going to be wanting to get a win around here anyway. But he hasn't had the greatest luck in recent races. So I'm sure he'll be wanting to show everyone what he is made of. And what he's been almost lucked out of as well. Really going to try and push Renault up that championship order as well. But at the moment, I'm going to just quickly take you through our championship order, which is looking quite... So we have got Dan Murphy at the moment, who is leading the championship, where he is down in 10th place. So he's got a bit of work to do to get himself to defend that from One and Ange. One is the closest, actually, only 5 points away. So that is a battle we will be having to look out for. Then the other two are about 20 points behind. So One and Dan Murphy are the two to watch tonight. Those are 1 and 2 in the championship. But as we do round off the grid, we're going to have YBR just coming up, pulling up, just to get his place on the grid. And back to having a really weird starting position, a bit jaggedy, but we have got 5 red lights. And away we go for round number 7 of VIL, the British Grand Prix, and we've got Young Lights who's taken the lead straight away. Demon Racing dropping back to 4th instantly. We've got movement all over the board. Laggy Racer with a 3-second time penalty for corner cut, and we've got people hit all over the place. NUF1 Laggy, NUF1 Flea, and the Maverick all being taken out or having an incident in turn 1. The Maverick having a lot of front wing damage there, Flea not having any, and NUF1 I think getting away scot-free as well. But they will have to get through TJ Furface, sorry. But we will have a quick look at who has done the best in position changes. Sorry, I've completely forgot where it is. There we go, position changes. So the person who has Seb is out of the race. He has lost it going through the hanger corner. Safety car is out, so that will really give Maverick a chance here, maybe to pit back onto the mediums or to go onto another strategy. But we have got guys diving into the pits. We've got Andreas and Demon both going into the pits. I'm just wondering if they have wing damage, so I will be sitting on board with them, as Andreas was one of our biggest winners, and our biggest loser from that was NUF1, who lost 10 places before the safety car came out. We've got quite a few people in the pits at the moment, so we'll be seeing what happens, as Maverick does also come into the pit. But no, these guys are pitting onto the harder compound of tyre. There we go. This Demon's actually pitting onto the mediums, so maybe he thinks he can take them 25 laps. I'm not 100% sure, but he will have to get past Andreas, as we've got quite a few guys going onto the harder compound of tyres. As the Maverick has also gone on to the hard compound of tyres. So the only one who went into the pits who went for something different was Demon, who went onto the mediums. So we'll be seeing what happens with him. But at the moment we do have Young Lights leading the way, going to Jonathan Cox in Energetics, Laggy Racer, the 2 Red Bulls behind Laggy Racer and One. Then you got Total P's, Ireg, King, Dan Murphy moving at 1 place, and then you got Paz, Leper, NUF1 Flea, TJ Furface, Andreas, Demon, YBR, Guna, and the Maverick. So we've got, obviously you got the 2 teams there and the 2 teams in the Alpha as well, both bunched together, which those 2 seem to be sort of, you can't separate them. But hopefully we do have some more good racing, hopefully not too many incidents where the safety car does have to come out, because that is a 3 lap period. Where there is no racing. But it's looking interesting. We have got Jonathan Cox, who I do think is in the best situation at the moment for this race. He is on the mediums. 2 cars separate him and One, but I'm sure Laggy Racer isn't going to be looking to hold up One for too much. And probably trying to get a car in between him and Total P's would be a good idea for the Red Bull team. But I don't know if there's any team orders in that team, so But Young Light's now deciding he wants to race the safety car a little bit. He's got to be careful though, just so he doesn't get himself any wing damage. But you have got Jonathan Cox really lurking here. I think he's going to be wanting to keep himself away from energetics on the restart because the soft tyres are going to give him the grip advantage going round. And energetics will be wanting to get on the back of Young Lights while he still can and making sure there's as little a gap as possible. This race is a massive DRS train track as well, so 5-second penalty for Flea for exceeding track limits. Don't forget guys, if that does happen to you, you can always put that into the stewards reports and get that removed or down to a 3-second, whether we think it is necessary. We've got the safety car in this lap and we've got Young Lights massively backing up the pack right now. And we'll see when he gets this restarted. He's still not going. I'm going to sit on board with Jonathan Cox. And still taking it slow. He can take this slow all the way. There we go. And they're going for it now. Jonathan Cox keeping up very nicely to the back of TJ Furface with 0.3 second. Andreas making a move. TJ Furface moving down quite a lot of positions right now, as we've got the other Renault of YBR moving. We've got NUF1 and Leper going side by side now. Flea is also trying to get the move done on Leper, what he does, so Leper losing out on 2 places just there. TJ Furface going quite wide and YBR making the move around the outside, same as Guna and the Maverick going for the move as well. And that is TJ Furface down to last place, as we have got Jonathan Cox slowly closing in on the Renault driver of Young Lights for the win of this race. But we do have as well Total P's on the back of One, who will be really looking to just pinch. I know these two do have a rivalry in other leagues as well, so we'll be looking to see how this goes down for them. They do know how each other drives, so I'm expecting some nice clean racing as we do go onto the front wing. P's making the move, going into the chicane, running side by side now. And he's still going for it. Backing off now, going into turn 1, but I think he will keep trying to make the move, so I'm going to stick on board with this. There we go. Trying to make the move, and he does have front wing damage though. But it does look like Total Peace has made the move for 5th place. As we've also got Paz moving past NUF1 for the final points paying position. As we've got Dan Murphy on the back of King, and he cannot make that move stick right there. But NUF1 has made the move back on Paz. It's all very, very close right now. Paz getting squeezed out onto the grass a little bit there. YBR making the move on Leper as well. So YBR trying to make his way up the grid. He's now in 15th place. Don't forget the guys on hards don't actually have to pit anymore this race, as long as they can keep away from any damage. Jonathan Cox with a bit and Flea dropping like a fly. He definitely lost it there. Luckily didn't get a retirement and kept it out the barrier, so that's very impressive there. We do also have Irej on the back of One, so One's wing damage is really affecting him here. Let's see what Irej can do, the sister Red Bull team. What can they do against Irej? Getting a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. This does look like the closest battle on the track as of now, so We are going to stick on board with that, as King is right on the back of Earedge as well. So Earedge does have to be careful that he isn't losing too much time trying to attack One. But King is trying to make the move on Earedge whenever he can, because he does have Dan Murphy also closing him down. Behind Dan Murphy is then NUF1, who I'm sure will be trying to close down Dan Murphy as quick as possible, as he is on the softer compound of tyres. Energetic slowly closing up on Jonathan Cox, who is also losing Young Lights. Young Lights is now almost, very, very almost close to breaking the toe. Jonathan Cox really burning that ERS though to keep up with the young driver. But these three have broken the DRS train to the drivers behind, so they will slowly get away, I think. But Pease is on for the back of them, as Demon Racing does make the move on Paz to move up into 12th place. Demon Racing is a massive recovery drive on his hands. Which he will be trying to get, as we've got the 4-man queue at the moment, the battle for P6, which is going on right now. Earedge has made the move on One, which I did miss, but Dan Murphy will be looking to make this move on King as quick as possible. And then you've got another two. There is a couple of little groups here, so we've got a group of 3 up the front, and you've got a group of 2, then you've got a group of 4, and then you've got another group of 4, and then at the back they're just sort of scattered about a bit more. But it does look like Jonathan Cox is sort of starting to struggle a bit more to keep up, but he does get a much better run through Maggots and Beckett's to close it down to half a second now, which he is massively closing in on the DRS straight. We do have Total P's massively closing up onto the back of, but we do also have the Maverick, who's going to be trying to, way wide there by the Maverick, completely sliding, getting that all wrong, going for that move on Guna. As I'm sure we're going to see our soft runners pit in the next couple of laps. Sure, or they only go to about lap 11, especially with a safety car out. But this is our closest battle at the moment, because these guys seem to have just formed a bit of a train. So I'm going to keep on board with what is going on here with the Racing Point and the Red Bull driver. This could be happening. This could be a very likely battle next season, as we've seen in pre-season testing, if you have kept up with it, on the Mercedes 2.0 or the Tracing Point, or whatever you'd like to call it. But Jonathan Cox right up the back of Young Lights right now, really looking to make the move. He's gone down the inside, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it stick. No, he's not. But it does look like Energetics, it does seem to be starting to struggle to keep up, as Young Lights is really pushing to keep his position going. But, oh, that is a beautiful attempt there to make that move. But he cannot quite get it. Young Lights defended beautifully there for P1, but they are going to make the move again going into this turn, and it does look like Jonathan Cox is going to be able to make the move and get it done. Jonathan Cox now up into the net P1 of the race. really looking dominant at this point. You've got Total Peace still chilling behind Laggy Racer, and then you've got Earage actually closing in on the two drivers. And Earage just flies wide there. I'm sure there'll be a lot of penalties as well that affect where everyone is. You've got NUF1 and Andreas as well, which is very close. But NUF1 does seem to be falling back, and Andreas, I think, has made the move on. So, and Total Peace has just made the move on Laggy Racer, but will Laggy Racer look to get it back? Yes, he will. No, he tucks in and thinks better of it. So Total Peace now up into P4, and Earage closing up massively now. That's another 3-second time penalty for Earage for moving wide, way wide. As we've got NUF1 now into the pits, making his first pit of the race. YBR also just in a bit of a no man's land right now. It does look like Total Peace is going to be able to hang on as well. Young Lights falling off the back of the medium runner of Jonathan Cox, who I would say the mediums are in better condition as of now, and probably are the faster tyre at this point in the race. But you have got Energetics also closing up massively to Young Lights, so we'll be seeing if a move does get made there. Can get in a 3-second time penalty, and Energetics losing a bit of time there for sliding through Maggots and Beckett's. Now you got Young Lights really closing up to the back. There's yellow flags in sector 2. That's another Ferrari off. We'll be kind to him as we have got Young Lights going into the pits, and he has managed to keep that out of the wall. So, but it's not looking like this is Ferrari's day at the moment. Demon Racing closing up to the back of Andreas. Seeing what he can do. Young Lights still in the pits. It's a very long pit lane, so but at the moment, actually, the net P1 I would say is Andreas with those hard compound tyres, as everyone else in front of him does have to pit, and this is a very long pit lane, so maybe pitting under safety car and going onto the hards was worth it. But we will be seeing as Young Lights does come out just behind Guna and Leper, which he'll be trying to make quick work of, really, as those two are battling in front. But he will get DRS, so we will have it just stick on board to see if he can make the move on the two drivers as they go 3 wide. But YBR does manage to make that move stick as Guna does come back at him, but Young Lights has made those two overtakes as quick as he possibly could. That is a beautiful move there that he could have executed any better, as we do have the Maverick in the background just coming up. But now we have Jonathan Cox is just still towing Energetics in his DRS, so I think as we do have Total Peas and Laggy Racer now entering the pits together, as we do have Demon right on the back of Andreas, so we will be keeping an eye on this, and he's closed up massively here. He's going to be looking for the move. All making contact there. I don't know if that was worthwhile move to make on the Toro Rosso driver, but he will be trying to catch up again. So we do have YBR on the back of the Ferrari driver, who he does make contact with and spins round. Manages to get himself out of the way of Paz, the Alfa Romeo driver, as GFO Seb does leave the session. so far are only victim of 20, so this is looking very, very good at the moment. But we do have Energetics really easily seeming to be keeping up and darting it into the pits. And there we go, Energetics in for his pit stop. As Iraj is now leading the train of 5 cars. As I'm sure Andreas will just be chilling at the back of this, just letting them tow him. And keep his hard compound tyres just chilling at the moment. But Jonathan Cox is out on his own at the moment, not benefiting from any DRS. He hasn't been for a while though, so we'll be seeing where he comes out in terms of Young Lights, who is behind EJ Face, having a bit of a moment. Leper retiring from the session, and Laggy Racer also coming off the track. I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but I'm sure there probably was contact between the two drivers, so we will see. I will be seeing that later more than likely. But we do have a VSC out, which will not quite benefit Jonathan Cox. He's just a bit too far away, as it seems to be the VSC is ending now, I would assume. Jonathan Cox keeps going, doesn't decide to try and run 13 laps on the soft tyre. As now that has been finished, but it does look like Young Lights has pulled away massively from Energetics, so maybe running a bit longer will not have helped his case. But now we've got Demon Racing in the pits on lap 12. Going to be running to the end on another set of mediums, because he did start on the soft, so he can do that. But we do have Andreas moving past One, as these medium tyres are going to start to go off now. Jonathan Cox had a massive drop in time. He was 8 seconds ahead at one point. But Iraj now getting himself a third penalty and really messing that up and going completely wide. Dan Murphy is now through into P2, and Andreas will be moving through as well on the other Toro Rosso driver into P3, looking to catch up with the Haas driver of Dan Murphy. But at the moment it does look massively like Andreas has set the fastest lap of the race on the harder compound tyres, so he is on a mission at the moment. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. That is just the Racing Point reserve driver getting out of the way. Paz now picking up a 3-second time penalty for exceeding. Demon Racing going past Guna. Will Guna try and get back? No, he will not. NUF1 going past Maverick, teammate on teammate action. as Andreas cannot quite keep up, but does now. Dan Murphy does now come into the pits. Andreas does move up into P2, which is the net P1 of the race actually on these hard compound tyres. But then I do think a net P2. Oh, there is no team orders between the Renault drivers, which is interesting, but Young Lights does get the move done nice and clean. But I do think he is the net P2 at the moment, but it does look like YBR is taking no prisoners, but he doesn't manage to get down. Demon Racing setting the fastest lap of the race with a 1:30.515, sorry. Now Demon Racing coming out in front of the Haas of Dan Murphy. So he has actually jumped quite a few drivers there, but Total Peas is now in front of him. And not that much actually, so we'll be seeing if he can catch up with the Racing Point driver. The YBR is now in a net P3, I think, so the Renaults are running very strong throughout this race. Baggy Racer going with the fastest lap of the race with 1:29.692. And we have got Iraj going into the pits now with P's getting a 3-second time penalty as well. Jonathan Cox is now in the pits, pitting onto the soft, so we will be having a look now, see where he comes out to compare to Young Lights. I will be staying on board with the Mercedes driver. I think he might be coming actually out in P1 or P2. It's going to be very, very, very close here. He does come out behind, but in front of the other Renault, so I'm sure Jonathan will be looking to get past Young Lights as quick as possible, as it is very quickly got busy around this part of the circuit. As Iraj just come out on the back, and Dan Murphy's just come back right behind. But I'm sure Jonathan Cox is going to be looking to get this move done very, very soon, as we've got NUF1 making the move on Gunnar, which he does successfully. Jonathan Cox is at the moment looking like Young Lights picking up a 3-second time penalty there. It does look like Jonathan Cox is going to be able to make this move though, going into sector 3, and he does manage to get the move done, as he's now in a net P2 and has to try and close down a 20-second gap to Andreas ahead. He's got 8 laps to do so. This is going to be a mission for him to do. We've got Energetics, who's also past YBR now. So YBR's now in a net P5. I think all the pits are done now. Demon Racing picking up a 3-second time penalty, but making the move on. But we are going to stick on board with the 2 drivers here. Demon Racing's going to get the DRS to see. But we've got P's pulling way over to the side. They're moving back into the braking zone and defending his position quite nicely there. But we do have the Red Bull of Laggy Racer, who has had a bit of a unlucky session. He has retired from the session and I think lost the car and crashed it. But it's Dan Murphy, and Demon Racing comes off the track. I'm not 100% sure what's happened there, but Dan Murphy and Demon Racing may have made some contact. Demon Racing has retired from the session, And Total Peace and Dan Murphy are going side by side through this corner. Very, very close wheel to wheel action, and Total Peace manages to defend that position as well. So these two go having a massive scrap now. So Demon Race, Dan Murphy has almost made the move as Peace does get the switch back, but now has made that move stick because we've got Iraj now on the attack, and Total Peace making the move again on Dan Murphy. This is some incredible racing that's going on here. Some more yellow flags in Sector 2. But we are going to stay on board with this freeway battle for 6th place. 6th place seems to be the hot spot of today. So Total Peace picking up a 3-second time penalty there. Zero Edge falling off the back of this battle a little bit there. And Dan Murphy and Total Peace are going to be going side by side again into the final corner, making a little bit of contact, but Dan Murphy making the most of it. Dan Murphy going defensive there, and Peace will get the better run, but I think Dan Murphy has made this stick now. Yes, he has. With 6 laps left of the session only, posts the fastest lap of the race with a 1:29.6. But we still have these 3 battling for position for the 6th place. It does look like Dan Murphy is starting to pull away a bit. Oh, there's a bit of contact there between Iraj and Total Peace, as we will be sticking on board with Iraj, see if he can make the move on Total Peace, who has got 8 lap old mediums on. This will all balance out near the end of the race anyway, but I do think our race winner today is going to be Andreas, unless something goes terribly wrong for him. As we've got Iraj all over the back of Pease, getting a better run out of the final part of Maggots and Beckett's. He's not going to be able to make the move though, going into Sector 3. He's getting very wobbly there, and it looks like Iraj and Pete are going to be going side by side, going through turn 1. There is contact made, and Iraj has spun round. We are good. Oh, and One is out of the race. Iraj has now stopped. There is a safety car out, which is very, very interesting. That was a massive, massive incident there. There is One was just a passenger there. Nothing he could have done about that, but that does bring the race for the win a lot closer now, as Andreas is going to be closed up to by Jonathan Cox and Young Lights. And we have got Andreas now in the pits, with Jonathan Cox also coming into the pits, with Young Lights coming into the pits. Energetic thinking better of it though, and going to be the one trying to go defensive. Young Lights picking up a 5-second time penalty, which is not ideal for him, quite a few guys coming into the pits now. The Renault guys do seem to be double stacking as well, as it does look like Energetics is going to be leading this race now. And I'm getting a sense of a bit of deja vu here from China. Well, not China, sorry, Belgium. But it does look like almost everyone is pitting onto a fresh set of mediums. The only one who hasn't is Energetics, who is in first place as of now. And it depends, see if he will be able to defend from these guys for 3 laps. Jonathan Cox getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car as well, so that's really not going to do his chances for winning this race any good. That's another drive-through. I'm not 100% sure what's happening there with Jonathan and that, but Maverick getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, so I'm really not sure what's happening with this safety car right now, but I'm sure all these guys aren't actually speeding under the safety car, it's just Codemasters burgers per usual. But that is going to set the likes of Jonathan Cox back a long way. If it's even come up on his screen, or if that's just a glitch on my screen, I'm not sure. But he hasn't decided. He's decided not to serve it now. We do only have 15 runners that remain here, so the Maverick has taken his drive-through penalty now. Nope, he's pitting. So I'm assuming there isn't actually any drive-through penalties. But I would also assume that the safety car is probably going to be in at the end of this lap, so or it will be the next lap. I would assume it's going to be this one. It's looking like another good Haas finish, actually. Does seem like Energetics is now really pulled up his socks and has decided to boot himself up the championship order if he can get a clean race here. Oh, can you not? That's really going to be shit for these guys then, if you can't take the drive-through while the safety car's out. That's something I didn't know. But the safety car is out for one more lap, so we will be just chilling now. So it will be 2 laps, a sprint to the finish. People like Jonathan Cox and Young Lights are really going to be a bit aggy here, really wanting to get this race going, as they have pitted for the fresher tyres for the end of this race. I don't know if it was worth it though. Severe collision with total Ps. Why be? How is that possible? Okay, so we have got the safety car still out. Safety car is in this lap, so we have got Energetics now going to be leading the way from these absolute hunters that are going to be going for it now. And Energetics has started off again, but Andreas does look like he's had a lovely run now of it. And we've also got Dan Murphy under attack. Dan Murphy, 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. It was green, but okay. The King going down a couple places. I don't remember him ever going up any places. But Andreas now moving through into the lead of this race. And Energetics is going to be looking to sit into P2 and probably just do as well as he can now, as there's no way he's going to be able to keep up with the soft tyres of Andreas. But Jonathan Cox's Young Lights has picked up another 3-second time penalty. If that is going to be lethal at this point in the race as well, as it does look like Dan Murphy is right on the back of Energetics as well. I don't know what's going to happen here, team orders or what, but them two doing that has opened up the door to Young Light, who isn't going to quite be, he's going to be able to make the move on Energetics, who's just lost out massively, is now into P5. This is the last lap of the race as well, so Dan Murphy is in the P2. Andreas is walking away with it a bit here. So we've got Young Lights all over the back. And Energetics not bowing out quite so easily. And if you just look at the amount of cars together here as Irez runs into the grass, and that's going to open up the door for Total Peace to come through and see if he can make a move. As we've also got YBR, he's just going to squeeze Peas out wide and just squeeze through there. And that's going to also open the door for NUF1, I think, as well. Young Lights is also sitting on the back of, but the roles have reversed here, as we have got Jonathan Cox now hunting down Young Lights. Young Lights running a little bit wide there. Total Peace is battling NUF1. NUF1 sending it down the inside as Andreas has won the race. Irech completely losing it going into the pits. But that is a DNF for Pease, which is probably going to get stewarded if I'm being honest, because that is right at the end, knocking him out of the points paying position. So, but today your race winner is Andreas. Yeah, his second or third win of the season. I think his second. He won in, no, third win of the season, sorry. He won in Germany and Australia as well. So he's your 3-time race winner. I think the most we have had so far. Then it is Energetics. Then I think King has got himself up onto the podium just because of penalties and stuff like that. That is going to be his first podium of this season. We'll be back here next week for round number 8 of VIL, and I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.